Amber Vilhauer here, your online business development expert. And during today's fast track video, I want to talk to you and challenge you to get more creative in your business. Now, creativity is something that is sort of a lost art. It's not a science, it's an art. It has to do with trusting your instincts and the ideas that come to you naturally. When we get an idea to do something, usually we're looking for validation to see if we should really, leap, right? Make that jump. And will that net appear? Oftentimes we might even get started with that idea, but then talk ourselves out of it. And then we start to play small and feel small. It makes sense. We don't want to be rejected. We don't want to be criticized. We don't want to fail. We want to be perfect and happy, right? But creativity is something that is really a game changer, right? I encourage you to dare to be different. Go against the grain. Yes, there's something to be said about doing your due diligence, being educated, and picking and choosing, what you hear is a successful strategy to implement in your business. I'm all for that, but could you put a creative spin on it to make it your own, make it more in alignment with who you are and what you believe? I guess that's really what I'm trying to offer as a distinction. Now, I look back on my career, the 11 years that I've been in business. My company is NGNG Enterprises, which stands for No Guts, No Glory. We're a website and online marketing agency. And I look back over the years at all of the ways that I've been really creative and innovative. And honestly, everything that I look back on where I went against the grain and came up with a new idea that I hadn't seen before and trusted my instincts and just went for it. No guts, no glory. It was successful. And I'm going to give you several examples. One that happened toward the end of 2018 is I got this idea at random, a Saturday morning. And I thought, I've heard of these pop-up events where like restaurants will pop up and appear for a night or a week, and then they'll pop back down and never be offered again. And I thought, that's really creative. Yes, it sounds like a lot of work, but man, that could really keep an audience on their toes, a community on their toes. It could be something really fun and exhilarating and different. And I like to shake things up, otherwise I'll get bored. I like a good challenge. And so I thought, I'm going to do a pop-up event. I went out that morning, I recorded a little 3 to 5 minute video talking about offering a 5-hour masterclass in about a week and a half's time. And it was just a pop-up event. I was just going to throw it out there and then, run the master class and then never offer it again. And that's exactly what happened. I created this little video. I wrote up some text, put it on a web page. The whole thing took me maybe an hour. And I sent the video out to my close-knit following. And I said, hey, one time only, I'm going to do this 5-hour masterclass. You are going to get all of my best ideas in this 5 hours and a customized action plan for each of the people that join. Sold out, ran the event, huge success, really enjoyed it, and we, moved on. Haven't offered it since. So that can be something really fun and creative and different and interesting. I haven't seen other people in my industry doing these pop-up events yet. I'm sure they'll grow in popularity. That's one example. Another thing is that at the beginning of 2019, I thought, I'm going to send a video to my clients and to my following that gives them a refresher on all things Amber, my beliefs, the things that I'm focused on, the trends that I see shifting and changing, an overview of the services that we offer and why those are valuable. So there's definitely an educational component to this video. I spoke to a content marketing system that's a passion project of mine called Leverage to Scale. I spoke to all of the different ways that people can get value from me for free. And then I just put it out to the world. I've never heard or seen anybody doing that before. Not to say it hasn't been done, right? But it was just I took a different approach. And I think oftentimes we sort of hope or kind of make this assumption that people know everything that we do and offer. And it's simply not true. So by creating this sort of refresher video and sending it out to your audience, could you do that once every 6 months? I don't see why not. That's being creative. Or let's go back to the early days of NGNG. It was highly innovative and creative for me to come up with a service menu at the time. If you go to ngngenterprises.com, the top toolbar underneath the header, it says download our service menu. It's about a 20-page document that outlines all of our services, our pricing, and our payment plan options. Full transparency. And you can download that document before you ever have a call with me. And by putting that out there for people, man, the prospects I attracted in loved that. They loved the transparency. They loved that they could really kind of settle into decision making before feeling trapped or anything on a call with me, which is funny because if people get on the phone with me, I have often been told by customers that I am the lowest pressure salesperson they have ever spoken to. But that's my method. That's who I am, and I have to trust that, right? So by offering the service menu, it was really creative at the time. This was many, many years ago. Now all kinds of people have service menus, right? Another thing that was highly creative and innovative, again, this was well before video became what it is today. I thought, I want to have a homepage video that describes who we are, what we do, who we do it for, how we do it, and what I want people to do next. And then I'm going to have people watch this homepage video and then invite them to watch or download my service menu. And now this became a sales system inside of my business. People got to understand what we did and what our process was and the pricing and payment plan options before they ever even got on the phone with me. Now, some people might be really worried about that. Oh my gosh, what if they just don't buy and nobody ever has a call with me, right? This is why creativity requires guts, right? And I say no guts, no glory. You have to trust your instincts. You have to test. You have to be playful. You have to try new things, be innovative, right? Dare to be different. Go against the grain. And I'll tell you that once I implemented the service menu and the homepage video, I went from a very rocky 25% sales close to an 85% sales close in half the time it used to take me to talk to prospects while doubling our rates. Another time that I was very creative, again, years earlier, before video became what it was today, I thought, I'm going to send out like a weekly tip video. And then I'm going to repurpose that video to get my blog post done, do all of my social media, send an email to my email list, and then track all of the growth metrics in my business. We got that process, that marketing system so dialed in that our team could do all of that content marketing, getting me exposure on all major online channels in less than 2 hours per week. And if you know anything about me, you know that I will not sacrifice quality. I constantly over-deliver at every turn. I want to have an excellent customer experience and follower experience, even if I never get to have a conversation with you and you just enjoy these YouTube videos, right? So quality was a must. Getting my message out to the masses was a must. And not spending tons and tons of time and resources was a must. And doing these activities every single week consistently was a must, right? So I thought I've got to find a way to make this really highly efficient, and I did. And then I documented that approach and turned it into leverage2scale.com. It's a training system that allows me to train you or your virtual assistant how to do all of your content marketing in less than 2 hours per week. Now, just imagine how much greater your impact could be and how much money you'll save. Not just from, messing around, trying to figure it out, battling technology, doing it yourself, and probably totally missing the details that actually are responsible for getting you results. But perhaps you've been spending tons of money hiring agencies or other freelancers, being disappointed because they're full of empty promises, let's say. I don't know. So this gives you the control back. It allows me to train you or your team how to do your content marketing in less than 2 hours per week without sacrificing quality. So once I implemented this simple concept, very creative, right, into my business, game changer. We started to attract in qualified leads. Qualified. I don't want to work with just anybody, right? I want to work with a specific type of person that gives me so much joy and enthusiasm, and I just want to do anything for those people. And those are the types of people that we attract in using this leverage to scale marketing system. And then once they come in, we use the homepage video and the service menu to go from that 25% conversion to 85%. So by being creative, I hope you can now see you really can have the kind of business that you want, with the impact that you want, with the lifestyle you want. I'm not working 100 hours a week, right? But I am achieving great impact. I am building wealth. I am having fun. I am doing what I love, and I am trusting myself and my instincts. And that is what I want to invite you to do as a result of watching this video. Trust your instincts. Go against the grain. Dare to be different. Be more innovative. Be creative. Trust it. Okay? If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get notified when future videos like this become available. Head on over to leverage2scale.com. You can watch a 90-second video on what I'm talking about with this content marketing system. And if it resonates with you, you're welcome to watch our full demo. And no matter what you do moving forward from here, I want you to move forward through your day and your other activities, and just remember, no guts, no glory. Thanks a lot.